Good afternoon. Today is the 15th of January and I think it's time for a little update on our Rover 45 V6. Now I'm going to use my reserve camera at the moment and I don't think there's any stabilisation in it, so if this goes all over the place then I do apologise. A couple of weeks ago it started losing coolant again, and that really wasn't a lot of fun. Don't particularly enjoy that kind of thing myself, and you know, especially when you've paid to have the plastic thermostat housing and the inlet manifold replaced last year. So we started to have coolant loss again, and I'm very pleased to say that Mr Coleman, rubbish mechanic, did come and visit last week, and we thought it might be a very serious issue, and actually it's turned out to be something a lot less problematic than we thought. Let's get inside and discuss that a little bit further. That's better. A lot less wooden things. I hope the footage comes out the right way around this time. Gosh, that was annoying. Anyway, let's think sort of more about this wonderful car and what we're going to do about it. So it's had a lot of work over the last 6 months or so since we've had it. Actually, it's more like 7 now. And the major thing last year was the plastic thermostat housing, which blew up all over the Sanyong forecourt. We went to pick up our Tivoli in July. That was replaced very kindly by Jordan. He's one of my friends who also has a V6 engine car, which is an MZU ZTT that you would have seen on the channel about December 2019. So he very kindly fitted a new one for me, and also a replacement inlet manifold, which was not donated, it was given at a very low price by one of the members of the Rover 45 NGZS Owners Club. So when this car started to actually lose a bit of coolant a couple of weeks ago, I thought, you know, it can't possibly be anything to do with the plastic thermostat housing again. It's a very common problem on V6 engines, but it can't possibly be that. It must be something else. The rate at which it's losing the coolant is really, really fast. And it is making that same sort of burning smell that actually happened when the thermostat housing fell the first time round. I didn't think it's connected. I thought possibly the head gasket had gone, or rather two, because there are 2 head gaskets in this engine. And the cost of actually fixing that, Mr Coleman and I, rubbish mechanic, were discussing the day before he was having a look at it in person, and it would have probably written the car off entirely. Just way too much money to actually do that. It's a very, very big job to do that. So yeah, so with trepidation, Mr Coleman had a look at it whilst he was down here last weekend in the social bubble that we're in. And the good news is actually it's not the head gaskets, it's not the water pump, it's not the cam belt, it's none of that sort of stuff. It is a seal at the bottom of the plastic thermostat housing. Now, I would show you that, but unfortunately, the reason I'm using this less than good phone and you know, all the associated issues that we've been having with the thing is because my normal phone that I've been using to record videos on the channel since November 2019, apart from Tweed Jacket Reviews, has totally failed. It won't even turn on, it won't charge, nothing. I'm going to have to take it to the repair shop, but I might have entirely lost the footage that I took whilst the engine was still actually in a couple of pieces and the plastic cover was off, which showed a bit more clearly. It's still quite difficult to show the plastic thermostat housing even with the cover removed, but I had a couple of bits of footage of it, and I also had Mr Coleman speaking more about it, but that is lost because yeah, took that footage on the phone, and it's all stabilized, and the lighting's a lot better and all that kind of stuff, but you know, the phone just died in the middle of the night. I don't know what's happened to it. I don't know if it's going to be worth in repairing it, to be honest, so I'm going to have to get a new thing at some point. But yes, there was actual footage of it that I was going to splice in, but I can't. So a little later on, we will actually take a look at it with the cover on, and you won't be able to see anything, but I will just explain what the issue is and what we're probably going to do about it. Now, there's not really a massive hurry in the moment. I mean, we've got the SsangYong that's working fine, and we don't really need another car at the moment because, you know, we're in national lockdown, and so it's essential travel only, and probably only one of us needs a car at a time, and we've got the SsangYong, so that's fine. It's not a desperate position or anything like that, but knowing that actually it's literally just a little seal at the bottom of the thermostat housing, and the thermostat housing itself hasn't actually failed. It's just it doesn't have the best fit. It's an aftermarket part, and although Jordan's used it on his own car, for some reason it's not fitting particularly well. Mr Coleman has done his best to tighten the bolt up at the bottom, which makes the thing seal properly. And we are looking to actually change that thermostat housing for a proper metal one. Now, I should have done this the first time round. That would have been a lot better, really. It would save me time and obviously money, because we've got to do it now and again. So whether that gets done by Jordan, I have told him about it and everything. And, you know, he's not to blame particularly or anything like that. Neither really is the part supplier, because the part still fits okay. It's just the more you pay for the essential part like that, the better quality they are. Just the way that it goes. So yeah, we will be fixing that at some point, and it's actually okay. You know, I think from a month or so. I drove it after Mr Coleman had you know, nipped it up with the bolt, so it's not leaking anymore. And yeah, I drove to shops and everything, and it was absolutely fine. A little local journey is not really a problem. Yeah, so we'll take a look at it at the edge in a second, but first of all, I just do want to make you aware of a couple of things. First of all, we have a live stream happening which will be tomorrow by the time you see this, on Saturday the 17th of January. I believe that's 17th, yes, 7:30 GMT. We'll be doing Das Neue Autoquiz, which we have 50 fiendish questions of automotive trivia for you to answer on the live stream, which I'm sure that you will all very much enjoy. And secondly, I will remind everybody about this, but we're doing the second video showing some viewers' cars this month, because, you know, we can't really go particularly far, most of us who aren't key workers, in our cars and film them. So, you know, just do a bit of showing other people's cars on the channel. If you want to see actually what that looks like generally, then I'll put a link to that in the description below. The first one we did for the 2,500 subscriber special, which feels like a long time ago now, but it wasn't. It was only last month. And it's just a 3-minute video of your car with a couple of quotations from an old television series or the James Bond film series in it, and examination of the secret mission documents, and, you know, pretty much whatever else you kind of feel that you want to show. Yeah, the instructions are in the description video below, and it needs to be sent via WeTransfer, no more than 3 minutes long, please, by the 20th of January. There were 3 people who did it last time. We had Barry, and then Jake Bill from Was Wheels, and also Alan. And they did some very good little videos of 3 very different cars from 3 different countries. So yes, I think that's it for now. Let's have a look at if we can see anything to do with this coolant leak in the engine bay. As you can see, the coolant level is all fine now. It's exactly where it should be, and that's brilliant. Plastic cover would have been off in the last video, but unfortunately it's still on. Plastic thermostat housing is somewhere in kind of here. You just can't see it. You've got things like the cruise control diaphragm that's sort of in the way, and you just can't really see it. But yeah, the plastic thermostat housing is in the V of the engine, and that's what the problem is, the seal underneath it. And it's okay for now, but it will have to be changed. So, you know, the car has been rescued once again by Mr Coleman. I'm very grateful to him for that, which means we will not have to get rid of it. We might have to put it on lighter duties and, you know, get something else to do, you know, more of our day-to-day work, but, you know, there we are. So, car is okay, thank goodness, because they're not actually the highest value cars, these. It's like their rarity, only 90 of them or so left, but something like that can just ride it off quite quickly, really.
So thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Sorry it's not a particularly exciting video at the moment, but you know, that's lockdown for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to do that, obviously click the notification bell and turn on notifications if you want to have received them. Apologies for the wind noise, by the way. My links to Facebook and Instagram accounts are in the description below. Thank you.